Abusia emo bibia kwa aba na yemfa obra Mega TV and platform we eso. Mustapha Gbandi Deputy General Secretary edema MDC amanyuku no. Ono aso ewo presidency honom. In fact, eba na national security ni sa ne manema na owura no edimu akotene pa Jubilee House. Owura we edi nsem bi aba abonten efa NPP amanyuku no eho. Enkofo a omo ewa aban mu a na NPP wa aban mu omo di Ghana sika ani Ghana japade omo efade omo de no. Mustapha Gbandi edi nsem bi atodwa na mempese mekase bebre ebekọ yekwa akotie ensem na wo bra oni Jerry ekasa ewo neat 100.9 FM so mempese mekase bebre yenko tie nsem a Mustapha Gbandi edi tu edwane koba Naka ina epeto aso ewo yem platform we eso yakopon shira mesro se odo comment betum na wa like dwudi na wa share na foforo enye bia subscribe for latest update yinti nsen emfa ambra
we minister ukaya reka tell say before election yeah investigations be 58 ministers ska wo mo wia no boni a wo mo inu okuru ha nti ayame na say NPP has become a shield for people who have perpetuated criminal activities and some form of abuse of their officer, and I know the year I see here. Oko National Security Secretariat. Majari Okai say NPP work power. Na ya accuse almost say almost the invisible forces the age more national security. So okay.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
The guy pa.
The reality is that Oko National Security Secretariat in there. And ya soldier for near police for the BNI for near recruit to the autonomous. Because it's a coordinating security agency. In terms of intelligence and operations. And you would necessarily need some sort of persons with proud security experience and knowledge and capacity. And it's a national security operation. Young Congo for NPP atade and share. Ombese soldier atade de akọ. Omukọ Ken ho. Usi Ken boni a wadi no wiasi NPP for to be defended no mani ye. Bonia can be NPP as a party mpo. Ye one more to. Bribu ahemu, abronyemu, omu na bakasai, etia bonia can furata di. After national security accusation here then. Number 2. And I know the year I see. Owura Addison. And if I capture what Apinyo Markin said he was left traumatized. Papa in a dear nim won't go banks. Kofo Juma say, yeah. Time one won't go banks. No? Didn't he know that people were traumatized? Now, and I know national security cooperation. Minority in parliament. You don't know the facts. You have come to lie to the public. You have come to shield a person who have got some activity undermining the security of the bank, his previous office. Obia Mpanensan cannot who Apidema because and hungry NDC people. Meanwhile, as in in your own press conference, you agreed that they were soldiers. No more we are at the air. Oh, canon or lawyer name answer for. When to me and evidence to be unfound, say, or more yet. Omako Luya at the end. Magari, as Lausu. Media, and near mammy Nimfan Mamma no. Near ma, me Nimpa Mamma no. So will be a Omutimi friends that ya winning election yamwa. And the partner one more baby business. Yet to begin the pale company, the man will be the age basana and send me break. And the game is yet to start. Ghana for baby, I want to abandon belief there. The previous government, Ebu Kuno, baby, Efanema. And then there's a need for accountability. And in that accountability must be lawful procedures, lawful processes. Catch the person, investigate the person, put the person before court. Then we have a society where when you go and catch the person, then people are upset. NPP are making noise. Are they shielding criminals? My dad is actually Minya a presidency here. We now may really accept my Dibonibia. Now, a soldier for Benefia. Minimum and Nibonia. Why would I be making noise? They should come and go. They should come and go. Ebia, sir, what the BBA could do fear a compromising investigation. Necessary a cordia. Now, you're the warrant, a fear. NPP force ye. Hey, has the NPP become an entity that shows, protect, and perverse, lawful investigations? And I'm saying, with them trouble, who but there and I'm so put the and a Japa is saying, and why saying, Japa is an officer of national security. The only reason why Magdalene met me about fear without an invitation is when I come with a warrant. And when that occurs, whether the warrant was exercised in the night or day, is still a warrant. Adesi in Kasai, Neire in Kasai. And see, all these publications you see are a ploy to say, oh, NDC for targeting Kofu. Let me tell you, if anybody within the previous government is on the record to have committed some form of crime, that person should get ready. As to when, I do not know.
But what for instance, I'm the one cause I'll bet you about party. Luckily for you, Monamo Abaimo. And as I say, slow so nim normal be brief funny. Me did say such information why available there.
So in make a choice, I feel that grown here. They should stop crying. MPP should stop crying. The people they destroy their businesses, collapse their businesses, intimidated this country. No one yet Togo for, we Ghana for. Yet Tikromuha 8 years. And yen ran to yes so our Ghana has been. Yempewa near Sew Niema, Yempewa near Gu Juba. O contract near J. Usika no maje. Contract no more inflatino. Yet Tikromu has saying they did all of those things. And when the table has changed hands and you are being served with a tea you prepared 8 years ago, you are making noise. They should be ready. The game is yet to begin. About there's a certain way. I've only 2 months back. To any address rehearsal, what has happened so far, with what I know, is dress rehearsal. And it is one be me too a quarter brochure. Then you answer to Kurumha, Utua, Okokokwa, over. One man may answer also, it means you will not be part of 2028 election. Will be able to Kurumha. NPP pumping one man Kurumha. Ya bet you be a with the Bonibia or Metino. It's a mandate by the people of this country calling for justice because they believe that there have been some wrongdoing. They believe that when President Akufo-Addo was president, some appointees perpetuated wrongdoings within the authority that they were given, either in financial, either by conduct, and many things. You don't want us to bring those people to book. Majority will bring them to book. The NDC has that expectation from the people of Ghana. Say justice must prevail. And so far, there is some evidence to suggest that really, yes, there was some wrongdoing in the previous government against the people of this country. The NPP for no, they should watch that movie play. Because what has occurred under President Akufo-Addo didn't only affect the NDC, it affected all Ghanaians. And if the NPP believes, say, by shielding your members who have committed crimes, by making noise, by trying to organize. Oh, a Magdalene, we need empirical evidence, scientific evidence there. The NPP should be very careful because they will collapse their own party. All these activities will not take away, say, your government and party have been managed irresponsibly in the last 8 years. And the scars of those irresponsibilities are still in the mind and heart of Ghanaians. There is nothing they can do to stop anybody in government from ensuring that justice prevails. We will not agree, we will not give that opportunity for innocent people to be persecuted. My dad, are you not shocked? You yourself, spare. As we speak today, the revealing information is that Addison, governor of Bank of Ghana, was having a back-end, spying device on the Bank of Ghana itself. Are you not surprised? Are you not surprised, sir? When I saw you express your frustration on Saturday, I don't know. I believe that at the time you were expressing that frustration, you were right because you didn't have the information. But what you would have done was to wait. National security, when they do operations, they are entitled to tell the public and they are entitled not to tell the public. But if you ask, you'll be told. Today, it is imagined that the man was spying on the whole Bank of Ghana. Are we happy that a former governor of Bank of Ghana, Nifie, then we find empty money box a year, a different scale, box a different scale, our Bank of Ghana. Empty boxes, Nifie. Nifie, is it an extension of the Bank of Ghana? In fact, is it an extension of the vote of the Bank of Ghana? Yet the Kromu has saying, go to the villages and see what is happening there. Go to the villages. People have unconscionably misbehaved in government. And when they are being asked questions about their own misbehavior, we must go to the media, we must make hue and cry, we must lie on it, we must be seen shielding those wrongdoings. And that is what the NPP minority in parliament is trying to do.
Okay. Mebancho say oka say obi shielded wrongdoing na. Honorable Mama Yargo no so shielded wrongdoing na. Ebra ojina the floor of the House of Records. Na o apologize ye edema ye orakeno furata ebra Richard Jackpa was say na mebu afu gidigidi American asemi na mebu mfu, but I was addressing matter House of the House apology akoso, so there wouldn't be any modus operandi. Alternatively say obiye di omen sika ye ko ni fie na beji sika na maye etina bi bisa say Honorable Mama Yargo no so say the wrongdoing ana.
When a civilian is talking about security matters, you can agree that the person may be coming from a point of lack of experience. So what I say. Honorable Mahama Yarga is a senior member of government. And so his right set on the floor of parliament. At the time he may be apologizing, he may not have gotten enough information. Because when national
Mebajo, and you're accurate. Onwa kasa kase upon consultation obisebisa yansana ade achi yemu hono obabe render apology no amana capture our parliamentary
house. I didn't render an apology. And the Honorable Mahama Yarga is the leader of majority, in fact a senior officer of government business.
A leader of government business.
Yes. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with that action. In fact, given the atrocities, the barefaced wickedness perpetrated by Ken Ofori-Atta, that was a very diplomatic action against him. Yeah, trying so about Bedu Kutuka International Airport. He will be arrested. You see, so I don't think that Mahama Yarga was shielding a crime. And I don't think that you were also shielding crime. I'm just saying that at the time of the act, if we waited a bit, we would have come to know that the national security's action should not have been bastardized because they were acting on lawful joint operation. An operation that requires that a warrant be secured. They did that. So they're here. And so we are not saying that those of you who disagree, I am talking specifically on Afenyo Markin, who said, sir, hungry NDC people have gone to Addison's house to steal 100,000. That statement should not be coming from a person of its caliber. Sabio, minority leader. It is so lame. It's not. It is despicable. Sir, very fair, an institution like the National Security, made of NDC hungry people. NDC now, officers who were undertaking lawful security duties, you have accused them of a crime without adducing any evidence, without showing the world an iota of evidence that suggested that really, yes, somebody was in the process of stealing or have stolen from Governor Addison. Governor Addison have not gone to the police station to report, say, search wino, and I have family rituals. Do you understand? So a person is presumed as innocent until proven guilty. Yes, let's apply that principle. That Addison was innocent of everything he's been accused of, unless a court proves him guilty. It doesn't mean that investigations should not be carried out. Number two, the officers who were undertaking this lawful duty, Afenyo Markins called them thieves, but didn't give anybody any evidence. What he spoke about was as if Apenyomakins was holding some evidence to show to the Ghanaian people that look, they have gone to steal instead of executing a lawful, security duty. Do we have to tolerate this level of deliberate ignorance, trying to misinform the public? Do we have to tolerate that coming from a minority leader? And around him are people, shielding his life, who are standing by him to support this level of ignorance. Coming from a lawyer, individuals who have just exited from government, so they don't know that if you say somebody is a thief, you must show evidence. And Apenyomakins didn't make that statement conditional, or say they have gone to steal.
Okay.
And that they are hungry NDC people. Did you see any NDC person there? Soldier for one going operation now more national security. No. Ntiyanka said soldier for no one years a Juma on national security last 8 years. They are NPP soldiers. Yanka sa nyampa mo mina. You don't do that. You don't do that. We should not allow criminals to go scot-free when ordinary Ghanaians are suffering. And let them face the law.
Also, Mustapha, okay, but on record, your honorable friend of Mike and Asamokan, Yadia Chin Yam, Bettina Radio so condemn me. Say, looking at the stature, so yemre nimini. And they said you can on me, na menene nyadwe. So I condemned it. And no one kase makasa obajakwa de better reframe. And then I want. Okay.
And it's right in the way to do that.
Yeah, that's correct. But me say bemu biema. Me who's a worker say they are shielding criminals. One more beer abo or menu chrono. We can forate we you may. But na kame so me prefer say language and kabe you say what my Jesus say. Is it not the same way na mo kona na?
No, somebody can't lay foundation, sir. Ghanaians voted against the government, believing that there was some kind of wrongdoing. So, so on the premise of that foundation, we all believe that some appointees of President Akufo-Addo have done some presumed or some wrongdoing in government. If you go and arrest somebody, you haven't passed judgment on the person. And so the conversation is within the context of people trying to vilify and attack lawful execution of security operations in terms of arrest, in terms of investigation. That is where we are. I have not passed judgment on anybody. Sorry, I'm here. Kanoforata companies are Kurumuha Okoji loan as finance minister. The companies NMA financial advice, no more Jehu percentage. Is it not a crime in this country? Is it not a crime in this country?
Said the company a financial advisor for a certain international transaction.
Not a certain international transaction. That the finance minister, who is the lead solicitor of loans for government, his company, direct company, is a transaction advisor. You don't see that is wrong? You don't think that is wrong? Banking sector cleaner. Sir, Kanoforata believe that he must collapse bank through Bank of Ghana. But yet, he will go and sit with owners of the bank and drink. And when he finishes, the following day, collapse their bank. You don't think it's malicious?
Na Kanoforata na close to banks. Is a Bank of Ghana?
No, he's a Bank of Ghana, shall I say. So, SML a year on the pound disc. So, when we know all the Cassiania, would you say that Kanoforata hasn't hurt these people, the people of Ghana? That is a belief. Now, a security agency, okay. Young concochin and young investigation. That's a bonny. I must with you. When dear now, when dear NPP 40 boy, I didn't know what you know.
But I was saying, what
NPP I don't correct myself. Minority leader then in call for our more parliament.
But one more case so say, one more forces will be a deal of many sick and the original rana no, but Quanya, aya, a bind the bar, one more fashion or so Quanya more fashion. Sa Quanya now, one more susu say, and your quine papa, but be a deal of many sick, more conquer.
To be do a man sick, I am from my back near Conifia Quacote.
Say, Yamada.
And number 2. Ye kwa Jessica Fubiwa. And Rana say, yen chini pardon. Yen investigating. Near establishes some information, prima facie evidence. And as a fundamental evidence, said believing that really there was some culpability or some wrongdoing. Who we are? Faneko court. Now only court in this. You know court because court now all the year is passed with NPP exposed judges. Now Chief Justice or Tuesday here. Me, I don't trust her until we have a body empowerment for court. So because she is there to shield, she's a gatekeeper of Akufo-Addo's or President Akufo-Addo's legacy in what the people of Ghana refer to as being swindled or being defrauded. That is what the Chief Justice is there to do. That is the sole purpose for President Akufo-Addo appointing her. And we are saying that let the police or the entity in charge of investigation arrest these individuals. Once you are at the branch of the law of the land, meaning you don't have the choice to decide how you should be treated.
Mustapha Gbandi, Anna, somebody be on our it's a whole patch, say, cases are, and also comma NDC, our Chief Justice under her watch, and also Obekan is saying, I
said that I don't trust
because your instances are, share Ura case lato force. The case a court, it's an also Obeka Obeka Chief Justice, no, yena nadu a juma na manana. Ora domelevo. The case a court. Obeka the Chief Justice in there ye na nadu a juma manana. And on any assumptions and Sandra Wokan.
May Catrell say I don't trust the judiciary number 1.
But say one man so what do you mean Pameno unless
court.
Okay.
So we are not even talking about say we have arraigned persons under the previous government before court. It is investigation stage. And Richard Japamuko ye. Woman will be Canofuria Baby and Mamma Castle Womba Homa Bono. Watchman be and Casa security man be a delegate and Castle Womba Punani and Womu and Womu ye won't pay. Ora the same fear. Addison Yan Casaya, nearing Casaya. Apenyama Kenen in California, Addison lawyers. So why are we making investigative process look as if it's some criminal style? It shouldn't have happened in the first place. And I'm giving them the assurance that they, including some of the people who are standing at the press conference, they will be arrested. One of them will very soon will reach there. So they should relax. That mandate of Ghanaians voting and thinking that there should be accountability, that mandate will be executed. There's no noise from the minority that will stop it. They are in this country. If you know you haven't committed a crime, stay in this country and let us move on.
Judiciary will say, Wama so na Wama will kase, and I will say, Wama bo me crony, a one at the Omeko. It's a no so.
They didn't do it. Me say government to have any 2 months or 3 months. So I'm really wondering why the minority will be making noise. Because the mandate given to us is 4 years. The year Jumana Ghana 4, and who say, oh, you buy ye, money and so. they will go and vote for NDC again. And why are they making noise when it is just 3 months? They think that because they have failed, NDC must necessarily fail. You see, if you have people whose thinking process is like this, they cannot be part of nation building. The current setup of the minority in parliament cannot be brought closer to nation building because their mindset is to set the government up to fail. Their mindset is to say that because our government has failed 38%, it has never happened in this country. 38%. And no, I'm saying the mention the big 38% to this level of rejection, a vote of no confidence.
38% in a gazetted results ben are okay. Because gazetted results are minimum a year 41% and yet 38.
Yeah, and say 38%. Now, one more it is because one, the NPP formed a government led by President Akufo-Addo. That government defrauded the people of this country. That government was enjoying when the ordinary Ghanaian was suffering. That government deceived the people of this country. That government told Ghanaians that we'll build new schools. They didn't have intention of building schools. That government told Ghanaians who were dying of disease and sickness that we'll build new hospitals when they didn't have the intention of building hospitals. That government took loans to construct and develop the nation, and the money didn't go into the projects for which they took the loans. That was the cause of the defeat of the NPP. So what the minority in parliament is seeking to do is to pull down the government, hold the leg of the government, not to be able to, as it were, save the people of this country from the suffering they have endured from 8 years. Look, as I'm speaking to you this morning, President Mahama is the president of Ghana. He is not a president for NDC alone. He's a president that must create a nation's wealth that will benefit NPP, NDC, CPP. Majority, in fact, every single Ghanaian, President Mahama is their president. So when you have a group of people in the minority thinking that the government must fail, when the government fails, at the end of the day, Apenyomakin is a businessman. All this noise he's making is not in the interest of NPP, is to his own, is to say that he's a voice in the NPP when he is not a good voice. So what they are here, when the NDC fails, the taxpayer, the teacher, the nurse, the charcoal burner, the market woman, they are the victims of a failure of a government. So talk seminar edia kusi untadia magari minim se obusi musika o amidie me free here headquarters. I know what poverty is. Se ukoto seminar mu mami akoto mbidie na ontimi mpesika no nkoto seminar ye mbisa no so ye NDC ni na o ye NPP ni. That poor woman is an ordinary Ghanaian who is going to bear the brunt of a government failure because politicians have decided that a very good government should fail. I was thinking the minority will admit that yes, our government has failed on a number of things that Ghanaians were expecting. If we have a new government, let's give that government some space to create the opportunity for all Ghanaians to prosper. Let's give that government a breathing space to at least establish itself. Don't you think that the misbehavior by these MPs of minority in parliament is uncalled for and to some extent very unnecessary for a government that is less than 3 months? You think that you must do everything possible to pull down the government on radio, on TV, on the faces of the camera, when millions of Ghanaians are still suffering in the villages? Don't you think so? And no, a soldier for they had to go to the north to go and look for food. How did we get to the place where a whole government has been in power for 8 years? Less than 2 months, we can't feed military people because we owe over 270 million. How did we get there? How did we get to the place? Look, this ECG matter. I have told the National Security Coordinator that I don't believe that what is happening with the ECG is scientific. The security agencies should get involved in the ECG. Any engineer that is found not doing his work, he should be sacked because the problem is artificial. Because light in the doom, you miss NDC in the doom, no, and NPP in the see and a light in the hall. Ghana need fear and a light anyhow. Abofra or that hospital oxygen 18 so you do lighter. Abofra no be ye misa so ye NDC ni and now ye NPP ni. We can't politicize everything even if it doesn't make sense. We can't. And majority, some of you must begin to use the opportunity God has given you to educate the public and for us to build a country and not political parties. You understand? We sat in this country saying, what accumulated debt? Go to the state agencies and find out the amount of debt MPP for Jayagu. The amount of expenditures that they have left. So when the government is maneuvering one to form itself, to try and solve the problems you have left, all you are doing is to find a way of pulling the government down so that there can be equalization. Say, oh, MPP has failed, NDC too has failed. They are all the same. We will not allow anybody to succeed in doing that. That will not be allowed to happen in this country. So you have lost power. You go and concern yourself. Most of the ministers in the minority were the same ministers who have perpetrated a lot of financial crime in this country.
But Mustapha, answer me, Janwe. Say, what can some minority for no person
go to Port and Harbour. Go to Gapua. Nation Sikadudua. Your father called Transport Ministry. You can't see the Koyambo and Craft project.
No problem.
Go and find out where the money is.
Me bajo Craft project in the crowd. Me and my brother. A part of the engineers, sir. One more a word you mind. You know how you speak a crowd. But where there may be sound, say Obia Vesikadodo. Na one fan fakwan papa soa. We are looking up to your government, as you have said. Say Obeji says Canada more mine. Sana Ghana for you trade your free muho. Eti kasatiti ni nyina kwaso amafo fia wamubowura. They are working across dress rehearsals. 80 minutes say more eba. Na yen we say ampa SMS where this secret has been established. Ye ji say sikana ma omano na mrabi ni bedia na ni dia. Don't you think say Ghanaians will be disappointed in you?
Look, criminals are the most smartest people, but God won't allow them to go scot-free. Let me tell you, a lot of President Akufo-Addo's former appointees are holding wealth that they don't deserve to hold. We all know that, and you know that, and I know that. You know that, and I know that. Number two, that is why I'm saying that we should relax and allow the security agencies to do their work. We cannot have a situation that when national security goes to somebody's house to execute a lawful exercise, we are making noise about it only to come back and realize that, oh, yeah, really? How is it possible that a man will be sitting in his house and spying on a government institution? And when they go and they destroy that, most people think that, oh, that was others and the fear cameras and Omako said because of the operation they were carrying out. So now we are here. And the evidence suggests that all those people who said that were wrong. And yes, now the movie is going to start. Intro.
Okay.
Because the government is yet to set up itself properly. So when the government finishes setting up properly, the real movie will start. Obi bia what fit carry wo man ho. You better just can ho.
All right. Okay.
It doesn't matter what it takes. They will refund the money. And now what year national service year said you mean about gift to the head. Or the cost one soldier or no kwan na ye. They should ask Asibe, National Service Director. They should ask him. Hey, Magari.
For your intini, you can say,
you collapse.
And that is what Ghanaians, they are Ghana for you can say Mobayama and no.
So you should support the government to do that because it's a mandate from the people of Ghana. So when you have minority in parliament thinking that, oh, election is coming, they will contest again, we shouldn't let it appear as if NPP is so weak. Let us make the government unpopular. Let us attack the government so that the government will fail to do what it has to do. And it's a crime. It's a crime. Look, we have told any NDC minister who failed to investigate his ministry and let Ghanaians know, it means that that appointee himself is planning to steal. Because a lot of things have occurred.
Okay.
Any appointee who goes and fall in love with President Akufo-Addo's appointees and thinking that he or she can shield the wrongdoing, we will expose the appointee ourselves.
All right.
Because we didn't hate President Akufo-Addo. We believe that there was some wrongdoing. That wrongdoing must be spoken to. We must be seen dealing with that wrongdoing.
Okay. Mustapha, Medasena, what share minority for Juma 1 year? For the first time, Shebrea or Mampenye Ebobo na Swafudin. One more formal appointment committee, Sabrino, na committees akodwa ewo Ghana mrashe be fie ho no na wo mo inform you. But wo mo tiase say without the committees, because say committees no wo na aya wo mo yi independent be free mo wo mo ba be ye vetting. But wo mo etiase form consensus. No mo mpa ba ni yi a na kan no metiase form that consensus to vet the ministers say amemu ni be koso in 10 terms wana.
Prioritization of issues confronting nation. The minority are penalty and betting. So they have contributed to nation building.
And I said, suppose they say, one more say, one more yin to me, one more chain, massage committees will be formed. And sana appointment committee, na shall say, yeah, Juma. Again, delay the process of the government.
That is not strange. When NDC was in power, there were some things that were sent to Parliament. The party said, minority at the time don't agree. The MPs said that, look, in the interest of conducting government business and parliamentary relationship, we're going to support the government to go ahead. Did that take out the issue that the government wasn't corrupt? It didn't deal with that. Did that resolve issues of anger in the country? It didn't resolve that. And you got parliamentary understanding and compromise in terms of relationship building. Now you're setting up committees. I'm saying that there are other issues they are doing deliberately to pull down the government, to equalize their failure to President Mahama's government, and won't allow that to stand. One of such issues is to shield persons who are under lawful investigation.
Okay.
Two, Asante region, almost one more dialogue, post-budget dialogue. The only reason they are doing that, and when I look at the list, you see, when we begin to expose these people, they will say that we are wrong. Let me tell you, These same young men were the Ashantis in government 8 years. Sensubuachi was a deputy chief of staff. He was a minister for a Western House. They failed to do anything for their region except their pocket. Speaker, Sadio in Shiatsu MP. No, a Maslog CEO. Go and find out in Ashanti region if he has given 10 people support from Maslog in Ashanti region, except to use money to go through his primaries. This same individual, Waku was a day near the Bank of Ghana here. One president, vice president, spokesperson. Now who here Juma vice president office. Go and ask this individual what sort of development they undertook in Ashanti region. Ashanti region is a cocoa farming region. It's a cosmopolitan also business environment.
Okay, Mustapha.
It is under President Akufo-Addo having these same Ashanti boys in the government that cocoa sector collapsed in Ashanti region. Today, a new government has come. You are going to disrespect your own people. Sit down there and lie. Because and now President Mahama buying MP Ashanti region.
Is deliberate.
You see, you don't want us to deal with the truth.
Mustapha.
You don't want us to deal with the truth. When you ban market to try and pull down a government, you haven't helped yourself because a jana action NDC near the nation and NPP near the it's on what
NPP for Neshijano.
Me say, Mambo NPP for the me say.
But the okay, the son as a child say, we buba, yes, yet.
When we interpreted it,
that is what you are saying.
So,
they are working no.
Who constitute market thinking that you want to blame a government, a young government, 2.5 months government. Okay. Say, one more tires anti-poor, one more empires anti-pontina, one more jashes. And you are going to do a post-budget. We will follow up with a program to tell the people of Ashanti the amount of money these young men have stolen. Who tell them? They should go and start. We will follow it and do community engagement to tell how much money these individuals have stolen from this country.
Okay, let us say.
Let's open the Pandora box and let's move on.
All right. Mustapha, let us go. I mean, now full soldiers, no. One must say, one more per you, my you.
I come to one pa.
Inti, I promise because one woman need also. I almost frame a bomber money. One must say, and a woman need also.
Yeah, no more cassa. Said the Beya, Ominya Botre. Because 2 months there, I buy name for me, and a number 2. CEO cry, you know, ni board. And he the CEO be decided that my salary that my boy food soldiers are. Sa CEO no, only board wa, or they kwakoye sadia. Ebia contract kitwe bi na mde ma me food soldiers. Amoma supply bibi. No mo so anya bibi dia. Sa CEO no, only board wa they ko sign contract. Enti ya ni womo din kita ho we are engaging with the grassroots to let them understand say I say nya abofre. Mo aban na abaso. Baby, NPP exposed persons when you better move the party for no. The akosha or no more one
the way and summer Mustapha Gbandi so Eddie Ababon team. It's wuti in summer around a camp. Like you said. So Modi a see bayo your dia. They are going to hold MPP accountable. Let me tell you, NDC it's about the time we be taking action. It's about the time NPP for one be. Even who say it be with jail. It's about the time Sika omwedi wo krom hanum no. You will see you MPP NDC people retrieving all the monies. Ora now mukai no. Iguswa train. Kino Forata is the mastermind behind all those illegalities. When it comes to the financial sector, Ebana Ghana Isika Sembre na Kufado Tisuna. King Nufurata was the architecture of all those illegalities. Sanya Mabonia Ekoso, Ewa Kufado Abaymo, and Yamuhutan Tanya Koso Kufado Abaymo. Nino, it was what? It was masterminded by one King Nufurata. And if you are able to arrest King Nufurata and jail him, in fact, I say, Yakokun na commander no yaboni tu ubun so yakwara no di chira. The only thing you can do for yourself and say withdraw into kwana na wakofie boko, because the command they odi anim itu akasa na how much more so awoye common, you know, mo kan say gunmen no, and as a who come to kwana ho no, your life will be assured. So you're going to be so Kinufurata ni na se Kinufurata a udi saa nneɛma n'anim. Kinufurata a yɛnim sɛ owura wei wasɛe Ghana nkɔfoɔ a sɛbi aburu sɛbi enya adɔ ɛma a ɔmo ɛyare wɔ kurom ha, treasury bills, bond, nkɔfoɔ bond a ɔmo tɔɔyɛ, pensioners sika ɔmo de ɔmo nsa bom, banks a ɔmo gugu no. Ɛma nkɔfoɔ ani bere wɔ kurom ha no. It is about the time King Ufurata, Ernest Addison, former Bank of Ghana governor, no, these people must be brought to book. They must be brought to the law. I was so mudi omuba embrenim na any damages be a moye edetia. Any damages be a moye edetia Ghana, no, they pay dearly for that, because on my way, medical catcher and you nyamai se Ghana yetina my hochire, but mpanyinfo mo di animu, mpanyinfo day one omudi oman we anim no, after Kwame Nkrumah ena omabo man we abro abisi bra ye womi. But Yewura John Mahama so see o second term we ayi na enim se waba for good no, obeboa ma Ghana yi sikasem agina brane a nkofo a omotene Akufo-Addo aban mu eye omo ho fi a mo ankasa munim no. Those people must be arrested. They must be accountable to Ghanaians. And this are a bad thing. And this are a bad thing. A bad thing. A bad thing. Papa opa. Inti yaka chemo. Kinufurata, Ernest Addison, and the other people behind NPP. Kebia sarochiri da. Kwa nsi asanti bedie tu sisi entini nkabio. So yare. So nyare. Say entini nkabio. That is Ghana for you. Asante bedie to think say wait me place smart. Asante bedie to win so bet me akaso yare na wonya akonya akosha manoni, and he will be free from accountability. It is only Ghana and asadi ebe happen. Say amanyoni enwie ni term na yenim se wabokro no wase oman no na obokakoshe baby ni eja no so nko free. It is only Ghana and as our stupidness we stupidity we ebe happen. It is only in Ghana and as I do ebe happen. And we are praying. Say Yewura John Mahama, Bosha only Ghana for equal the social contract you said to Ghanaians, so including the ORA, will retrieve all the monies from those who looted the person. And I say who looted from the person. Obeje money now na oda your money ye. Yewura president, one yes ka who say when this abanwe ekwa we ya forget about winning in next election, because Ghana for nyabere. Ghana for the amount munya jiji wo mu pa 24-hour economy. Any ora no eti ya ntemu nka wo ho na ekoye se mu ye de mu pa yɛn so yɛbɛtu yɛn ho fo. And I know say you John obey adwuma. I know say what shall say kra we adwuma. And you will not take Ghanaians for granted. Yes. Tell me for we nsɛm a etimi akoso. Bra Mustapha Gbandi so ekoshia Mark Jerry ewo NIT FM. Mestros also do comment betum. Na wa like dwuma di bi na wa share na foforo nye bia. Subscribe for latest update. Na my enti de we koso. But as me hu wadwinkyere o comment section nim Nyankopɔn koso a ehira wo. Me ma me cheba for United States of America ma me Nyankopɔn yo kese ma me ro ebi wo UK. Ene obi bia hwe mega TV no. Nyankopɔn enkoso a ehira papa. Ene abrebia mo supporter wo de maye. Na me ma me ro ya bi okoro ya bi TV sisi a in fact or the episode na minim episode bi na eba na or the episode 1 aba episode 2 aba yenko na yenko subscribe na yenhwe na se de ekọ no na wonso hu de den ekoso honom na efe papa me akasa maboma ni akọ ma efe ntimisra mo bi na yenko royal BTV and the production no ni na yenko support no makro bibia bye bye.